And then this video was a quick video, you all, because you know we really just wanted to get straight to it. Do y'all have any closing remarks?
I mean, I think there's a lot to expound on when you say enough is enough. I mean, we talked about communication, we talked about trust, but there are so many other different things that, you know, you could say. Well, when do you say enough is enough?
You know, okay, let's not stop the video here. Let's keep going. say for instance, you have these people that are in relationships, right? And in these relationships, they're constantly getting their ass whooped. The man or the woman, whoever, whatever the case may be, they're constantly going back and forth, but yet you still have those people, like, let's go with the battle wife syndrome, or you still have those people that's been with somebody who done cheated on them 3 and 4 times down the road. Like, when do you say this is enough? Do you wait till your self-esteem has been shot to shit and you're trying to build it back up before you say it's enough? Or do you wait till you are borderline on a suicidal path till you say, okay, enough is enough? You see what I'm saying?
But then again, I think it's all relative to the individual. I think depending on where you are and your emotional stability and maturity, you're going to have a different point to where you say enough is enough. Maybe someone who has a lower self-esteem is going to tolerate more because maybe that person that they're in a relationship with means something, as far as they have some significance that helps build confidence or something like that, so they're willing to stay with that person. Or they have a dependent relationship, which kind of goes along with maybe the point that their self-esteem is not as high, versus someone who may be a lot more confident that doesn't take any BS, that say, okay, you know what, you only get one strike, this was your one strike, and I'm just not going to tolerate it anymore. So I think for everyone, it's going to be different.
Yeah, and I think at this point in my life, that's where I'm at. You get that one strike, and that's it for me. And I say that because it's not that I'm not giving somebody a chance, but when I decide I'm going to be with somebody, there is prerequisites that you have to meet already before I even say that you're the type of person that I want to date. So when you mess up, and I know it's human error, whatever case may be, but when it's a strong mess up, like just really strong, like you can't just look at me and call me whatever you think you want to call me and call me out my name. Like, I'm not going to tolerate that. You definitely not going to put your hands on me. Like, that's just out of the question. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes your enough becomes enough when you done dealt with bullshit through the past, and then somebody else come and don't really get a chance for the most part.
And you know, some people have more patience than others, and so sometimes their threshold for abuse or rejection or being treated badly or unfairly is higher, versus someone like me who has very little patience when it comes to stuff like that. Like you one time and that's it. I'm done, and I'm gonna get you right together, and then we're gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna move on. If you do it again, that's it.
Exactly. What about you, Wa?
I can't agree with that.
You can't?
I mean, in certain situations, you know, maybe if you're getting smacked around or something like that, or, you know, verbally abused or you know, whatever, you know, yeah, okay, one strike. But, you know, you can't apply that whole one strike mentality to everything. If you want a relationship to work, you're going to have to put work into it. And no one that you meet is going to be perfect. So, I mean, for you to have such a rigid rule with someone else, you know, who's to say that, you know, it's not something about you that bothers that person? You know, they're dealing with it and they're trying to cope with it to make the relationship work, but you're coming into it with this rule that one strike and you're done. Like, you can't do that if you want your relationship to work.
And you're absolutely right. And that's why I say it just, I mean, if it's something strong, like hitting and all the cursing and the fighting and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. But if it's something small, like if I don't like the way you brush your teeth, of course I'm not going to leave you.
I mean, even you know, even if it's an issue where you met somebody and they're not the best communicator, I mean, you have to try to work through that. You know,
that's where the patience comes in.
Right. I mean, you have to have patience, Lord, and I don't have much patience for too much, but I mean, you have to have patience if it's, you know, some people aren't the best verbal communicators. Some people tend to write letters. If you got to write a letter, you know, if you got to send a text message or whatever, whatever you got to fucking do, you know, to get your point across, then that's what you need to do. Like, I mean, if the person isn't a good verbal communicator and they more like to write things down better or get their point across by writing something down, then you should encourage them to write a letter. You know, as far as the relationship goes, you know, communication is a key, but it also is, you know, are you willing to put that communication in to keep the relationship going? Not just expect it to be, you know, prepackaged and given to you. Because, Lord, if I could get that, that would be fantastic.
And that's the whole point of the video. When is it enough? When are you done? Like, say for instance, you done been with somebody for 6 months, 7, 8 months, and it's still just not there. Do you continue to waste another 6 or 7 months with this person?
I mean, it comes a time when you get tired of repeating yourself. I mean, it all depends on the type of person you are and how much patience you have. You know, if you feel like you keep repeating yourself and you're having the same, conversation over and over again, then maybe, you know, it's run its course and it's just time to part ways.
Okay.
I agree.
Yep, I can definitely agree with everything that was said. So with that being said, I think we have pretty much, you know, came to the conclusion that it just depends on the person's when is enough, because some people can take more than others. I didn't mean that in a sexual way either, but yeah. Some people can take more than others. And yeah, but you have to know your limits. I think you have to know your limits, and you can't keep lying to yourself and telling yourself something's going to work when you know deep down inside that it's just not going to work. Because sometimes we hold on to these broken promises or these promises that would never came true, and these dreams and all these aspirations, knowing that they're not going to come true, but we're still hoping that it will. So sometimes you just have to be real with yourself and say, you know what? This just might not be for me. Regardless of what your boiling point is. So with that being said, join us on Wednesday at 9 o'clock on Blog Talk Radio. And I think that's all. All right. Bye, y'all.